Good evening, everybody. This is Robert from RJL 518, welcoming you to another exciting edition of Payoff Pitch 1985. Today's date is July 1. We have now entered the fourth month of this replay. And of course, as you know, we do every other day, and we're moving along just fine. We are at Comiskey Park tonight for today's game between the Seattle Mariners and the Chicago White Sox. The Mariners are at 500 at 35-35. The White Sox are at 33-36. So they are 3 games under 500. But as we now go into the beginning of the second half of the season, playoff spots are still very much available. Lots can happen as we go forward. Bears Den 007 is first to come through the gates at Comiskey Park. So, of course, it will be your job to feed and drink everybody. Or give out the food and drink, I should say. We'll hope for a good matchup tonight here at Payoff Pitch as the M's will take on the Pale Hose. Starting pitcher for the White Sox in this game was Floyd Bannister. He was 10-14 with a 4.87 ERA. He gets the call tonight for the Sox. So let's see what we get today. The Mariners originally won this game 3-1. So let's get to doing here at Payoff Pitch 85. Leading off for the Mariners will be second baseman Jack Perconti. Bannister is a left-hander. Bricanti batted .242 against the lefties in 85. First pitch is underway. That's a patient 71, and it will be a ground out to shortstop. Play is made by Guillen, who throws to first for the first out. Next batter is Phil Bradley. Bradley was in center field for this game. Bannister with the pitch. That's a patient 26. That will be a walk. And Bradley will trot down to first. Bannister averaged 4.3 per 9 innings of walks. Mariners get a base runner, 4C steal rating, 12 on the dice, nothing going on. Here is Ivan Calderon. He is at left field for this game. Batted .296 with 3 homers against the lefties. Bannister with the pitch. Tough 07. That is a swing and a miss. Struck him out. First strikeout for Bannister. He averaged 8.5 per 9. So he was a bit of a hard thrower. The designated hitter is next for the Mariners, and that would be Gorman Thomas. Batted .211 against lefties, but he had 13 home runs against them in 85 as well. Bannister with the pitch. Defense 72. That's going to be a range check to the shortstop. The ball is hit to Guillen. His range is a B. 1 to 30 is a hit. That's a 72. Not a problem. So he'll make the play. And that's going to be a ground ball and a fielder's choice. So the ball goes to second to get Bradley. Thomas is safe at first. Actually, that's the final out of the inning, actually. So the ground ball went to second anyway, and the inning is over, as that was the third out. Nice play by Guillen. And the Mariners starting off with nothing there except a walk. Bottom of the first, the starting pitcher for the Mariners in this game was Frank Wills. He was 5-11 with a 6.0 ERA. I'm actually surprised the Mariners won this game 3-1 with that pitcher with that kind of a pitcher. But here in Payoff Pitch, you always know no game is set in stone here with this setup. Leading off for the White Sox will be Rudy Law. He is in center field for this game. Wills is a right-hander. Law batted .252 against the righties in 85. Pitch from Wills. That's going to be a patient 15, and of course that will be a base on balls. And Law trots down to first. Wills averaged 5 walks per 9, so I'm expecting a little control issues in this matchup. Law does go to first base, and the batter will be the designated hitter for the White Sox, Oscar Gamble. He got the call for DH today. 8 on the dice, 6 for steal rating for Rudy Law. There'll be no play, so Wills is going to pitch normally. Tribe Fan 879 joins us here at Comiskey Park. Pitch from Wills. That's a tough 67. That's going to be a fly ball center field. And that'll be put away by Bradley for out number 1. Next up is the right fielder, Harold Baines. Baines batted .293, 16 homers against rights. Hall of Famer, meh. Still not sure about that. Wills will go ahead and pitch. That's a wheelhouse 52. And of course, as usual, as soon as I open my mouth on Baines, he shuts me up. That is a double for Harold Baines. It's an opposite field shot to right field. The runners advance 2 bases with a choice. Rudy Law has a run rating of 9. That's a 3 on the dice, and he is going to come around to try to score. The ball is hit to right, and that is Cowens. His arm rating is a 7. So a 7 or lower, Law is safe. 8 or 9 as a play at the plate. 10 or higher, Law is out. It is a 12, and he is thrown out at the plate. Oh, what a throw by Cowens. Cowens nails Law at the plate. Baines does take third on the throw. There are 2 outs. Wow, a big double by Baines, but Law is thrown out at the plate by Al Cowens on a 12. He's definitely out of there. Baines does advance to third on the throw. There are 2 outs now. And the batter is Greg Walker. So the fans here at Comiskey didn't like the call, but he is thrown out of there. He was out by a good 3 feet. 2 outs. Wills will pitch to Walker, runner on third. And the pitch here is going to be a tough 65. That's a ground ball to short. The throw goes to first, and the inning is over. A hit for the White Sox, but that's all they get, as Rudy Law is gunned down at home. And we've got no score at the end of 1. According to Bill Veeck, he was scouting Harold Baines when he was 12. Yep, I do know that story as well. But as I said, why is Harold Baines in the Hall of Fame and not Keith Hernandez, who was a much better player, who did everything? Harold Baines rarely did much of anything. Hernandez did it all, pretty much, at first base. Top of the second here is Al Cowens, and he gets a little bit of boos from the Comiskey Park fans. Cowens batted .264 with 5 homers against lefties in '85. As we start the second inning, Bannister with the pitch, and that is a patient 21. That's a walk. Cowens will trot down to first on a walk. Second walk issued by Bannister. Cowens no steal threat, so he'll stay at first. And the next batter is first baseman Alvin Davis. Davis batted .239 against lefties. Bannister, I always felt, was a fine pitcher. Not one of his better years in '85, 10-14, but I always felt he was a fine pitcher. Pitch from Bannister. That's a ballpark 49. Davis hitting from the left side. That is going to be a wheelhouse. Wheelhouse 27. Davis smacks a double. Oh, he just missed a homer, but that is a double, and it's a drive down the line. Drive down the line to right field. Runners advance 2 bases. Cowens will hold at third. He will not try to score. A big double by Davis. Runners at second and third now. The batter is Jim Presley. He is at third base for this game. Against lefties, he batted .344 with 8 homers against lefts. So Presley is definitely a threat. Runners at second and third, still nobody out. White Sox are going to play for the out. It's early. First base is looked at as a power hitting position. That is for sure. Here is the pitch to Bannister, or from Bannister. And that is a patient 28, and he walked him. Third walk issued by Bannister, and now the bases are loaded for the catcher, Bob Carney. Carney batted .196 against lefts in '85. The bases are loaded. The White Sox are going to play for 2. They'll try for a double play and allow the run to score. Michael Peterson joins me here at Comiskey Park. pitch from Bannister. And that is a ballpark 05. That is a definite wheelhouse for Carney. That is a wheelhouse. A 1-39. This ball is out of here. It's a 55. It is not, but it will be a single for Carney. That is a base hit. That's a line drive into left field. Cowens will come in to score. Runner on second advances one base, so Davis will hold at third. Presley holds at second, and the Mariners are up 1-0 on an RBI single by Carney. Carney misses a grand slam, but that's okay. He'll take the hit, and the Mariners will take the 1-0 lead. As Michael Peterson says, I saw my comments in the Delphi forum. Which one? Which one? Inside pitch or payoff pitch? Next batter up for the M's will be Spike Owen. He is shortstop here, 256 and a homer. Bases still loaded and still nobody out. Bannister will pitch. White Sox still playing the infield back. Here it is. That's a 7. That is a tough 28. And that's going to be a single for Spike Owen. He fights off a tough pitch. That's a grounder up the middle to center field. Runner on first advances one base. Runner on second scores, which means Davis comes in to score. Presley comes in to score. Carney goes only to first. He'll stay there. Owen is at first, and it is now 3-0 Mariners. As Comiskey Park groans. Floyd, Bannister having a tough inning here in the payoff pitch. Okay, in the top of the second, and still nobody out. They're going to go talk to Bannister for a moment, try to calm him down. Here is Jack Bricanti. So the Mariners already have the 3 runs they had historically. Still runners at first and second and no one out. Bannister will pitch to Perconti. And that is a tough 41. And we got a pop out behind the plate to the catcher. That'll be caught by Fisk. That's out number 1. Next batter is Phil Bradley. Bradley has no official at bat. He walked his last time up. Oh, okay, payoff pitch. I was talking about a couple of house rules I have now for payoff pitch. Runners at first and second, now 1 out. Bannister with the pitch. Ballpark, 89, that will be in play. In play for Bradley, a 95. That's a fly ball to left field. That will be caught by Pachorik. And that is out number 2. Since it's an in play, Carney will have to hold at second base automatically. Only on a patient or wheelhouse does the runner on second have a chance to go to third in my house rules. And here is Calderon. Calderon is 0 for 1. Bannister with the pitch. And that's a defense. 0-6. That's not good. Error check to first base. The ball is hit to Walker. His error rating is a 4. 1-37 is an error, not a chance. He's going to bobble that one. And that's going to be a 1-base error. Oh, the ball is hit to Walker, and he bobbled it, tries to get to the bag in time, but Calderon beats him there, and Calderon was a good runner. He run rating of 8, and he beats him, and they're going to give him an error. That will be an E3. Runners only move up 1, and that is the first error on the White Sox. Bases still loaded for Gorman Thomas. When you give a team an extra out, that always hurts. Thomas is 0 for 1. Bannister takes a look at Walker and says, really, man, it was right there. Walker says, shut up and pitch. We're already down by 3 runs. That's your fault. Bannister says, whatever. He goes ahead and pitches, and that is a patient 84, and that's going to be a ground ball to short. And the throw is going to go The throw is going to go to first to get Gorman Thomas, and the inning will end there. The Mariners send all 9 men to the plate. 3 runs on 3 hits, 2 walks, and an error. We go to the bottom of the second. It is 3-0 M's. Timeout for a board reset. Bottom of the second inning. Here is the original Pudge, Carlton Fisk. He's a catcher, obviously. Batted .231, 28 homers against rights. Here's the pitch from Wills. And that's a ballpark 27. That is in Fisk's wheelhouse. And he's got a 1-82 chance of sending it out of here. And say goodbye, Gracie. Pow! That one is hit high. That one is hit deep. And that one is gone. Carlton Fisk solo home run off of Frank Wills. No doubt about that one. Pudge gets a big homer on Wills, and we're now at the historical score of 3-1. As the White Sox get 1 run back. Here's Tom Paciorek. He is the left fielder for this game. Frank Wills will pitch. And that's a patient 90. And we've got a ground ball to short. Up with it is Owen. He'll throw to first for the first out. Next up for the Pale Hose is Tim Hewlett. And he is at third base for the game. Pitch from Wills. And that's a patient 98. And there'll be a fly ball to left. Calderon will put it away. Second out. And now we have Ozzie Guillen. He, of course, is at shortstop. Guillen batted .287 against rights. Wills with the pitch. Tough. 17. Guillen fights it off. That will be a single. Guillen will trot down to first. A two-out single there. 3C steal rating, 6 on the die, nothing going on. And the next batter will be Scott Fletcher. He was at second base for this game. Fletcher only batted .203 against righties in '85. Guillen on it first. Wills looking in. And the pitch on the way. That's a tough 42. And it will be a pop out to third. Coming under it is Presley. And that will end the inning. 1 run on a couple of hits. A big home run by Fisk. It is 3-1 at the end of 2. Top of the third inning. Here is Al Cowens. He led off the last inning for the Mariners, and they sent all 9 to the plate. We'll see if Bannister has calmed down since that inning. Pitch from Bannister. Tough, 62. That's a fly ball to right field. Baines makes that catch. That's out number 1. Alvin Davis comes up next. He doubled his last time up. He is 1 for 1. Pitch from Bannister. Another tough 77. It's a fly ball to center field. Law catches that one. 2 gone. Here is Jim Presley. Presley walked his last time up. Bannister looking in. Pitch coming. That's a tough 20. And that will be a swing and a miss. Struck him out. And that is strikeout number 2 for Bannister. He averaged 8.5 per 9, but a nice 1-2-3 inning for him as he needed it after that last one. We go to the bottom of the third, still 3-1 M's. Oh, don't need to change it. Rudy Law leads off for the White Sox. Walked his last time up and got thrown out at the plate on the double by Baines. Pitch from Wills. It's a tough 12. That is a swing and a miss. Struck him out. He gets Law on a strikeout. That's the first strikeout for Wills. He averaged 4.9 per 9 innings. Oscar Gamble will come up and take a hack. Wills with the pitch. Patience 38. That's a walk. And Gamble trots down to first. That's the second walk issued by Wills. Here's Harold Baines, 1 for 1 with a double. Gamble not a threat to steal or anything like that. Harold Baines, a guy who's in the Hall of Fame but shouldn't be. Want to test my luck. Tough, 95, not this time. Fly ball right field. That'll get taken care of by Cowens, out number 2. I was thinking maybe if I insulted the card, he would get another hit, but nope. Next up is Greg Walker. Walker 0 for 1. Gamble still at first. Pitch from Wills. Tough, 93, fly ball right field again. And Cowens will make that catch. And that will end the inning. Nothing for the White Sox except a walk. At the end of 3, the Mariners lead it 3-1 by the historical score of the game. Timeout while I get a drink. Sometimes you have to wet the whistle in order to do this. This hobby of ours here. What have we got coming up? Tomorrow, we've got more Inside Pitch, 1985, one and gone. It will be the Texas Rangers taking on the Toronto Blue Jays. Bert Hooton goes up against Jimmy Key. That should be an interesting pitching matchup with Hooton for the Rangers and Key for the Blue Jays. Tomorrow night on Payoff Pitch, we stay in the American League as it will be the Detroit Tigers taking on the Baltimore Orioles. So we have the Tigers and the Orioles tomorrow night on Payoff Pitch as we continue this 85 season as we're getting closer and closer to All-Star break. Top of the 4th inning, leading off for the Mariners will be Carney. Pitch from Bannister. That's a tough 73. It's a fly ball center field. And that is caught by Law, out number 1. Next up is Spike Owen. Owen is 1 for 1. Pitch from Bannister. That's a tough 66. Grounded to second base. Up with it is Fletcher. Throws to first for out number 2. And now Jack Bricanti. Pitch from Bannister. That's a ballpark 05. That is in Perconti's wheelhouse. Bricanti has no homers against lefties. And a 94 is going to be way too high. And that's just going to be a fly out to right as he got way under the pitch. And a 1-2-3 inning for Bannister, as he's allowed nothing since the second. Still 3-1 in favor of the M's. Fans here at Comiskey Park give Carlton Fisk a nice ovation as he hit a home run earlier in this game as we go to the bottom of the fourth. Here's the pitch from Wills, and that's a tough 65. This time he grounds it out to second base. First out. Here is Tom Pachorik. Pachorik 0 for 1. Pitch from Wills. That's a patient 46, and he hit him. Frank Wills plunked Pachorik right in the arm, and he will go down to first. You don't want to do that because that brings a tying run to the plate. That is a hit batter. Pachorik will go. 2A steal rating of 9 on the dice. Nothing happening there. It will be up to Tim Hewlett to try to get Pachorik over. Wills looking on. Hewlett at the plate. Pachorik on it first. Here is the pitch from Wills. And that's a patient 95. It's a fly ball to left. Calderon makes the catch. That's the second out. And a chance now for Ozzie Guillen. Guillen is 1 for 1, singled his last time up. Wills with the pitch. And that's a tough 58. And that will be a fly ball to left field as well. And Calderon will make the catch. And the inning is over. Nothing for the White Sox except a hit batter. At the end of 4, it is still 3-1 Mariners. Top of the 5th. Cruising along in the game so far. Phil Bradley will bat against Bannister. Bannister's fatigue inning is 6. That's the next inning. So this is going to be Bannister's last inning. So he will pitch to Bradley, though, and try to finish the game strong before the White Sox go to the bullpen. Bannister's pitch. Tough, 92, grounded to short, throws to first, out number 1. Nice play by Guillen. Next up is Ivan Calderon. Bannister looking on. And here's the pitch. That's a tough 84, and it will be a ground ball to short again. Guillen's got it. Tosses it over, out number 2. Guillen earning his money. That is the 6th putout by Ozzie Guillen so far in this game. Gorman Thomas will now come up. Bannister wants to get through the inning. This will be the last one. They'll go to the pen for the 6th. Here's the pitch from Bannister, and that is a patient 93, and it will be a fly ball to left field. And that will be caught by Pachorik, and the inning ends there. We are halfway through this game. Mariners leading the White Sox 3-1. Bottom of the 5th. Scott Fletcher will lead off against Wills. Fletcher is 0 for 1. Pitch from Wills. Patient 18. That is going to be a walk. And Fletcher will trot down to first. That is the third walk issued by Wills. 3D steal rating, 10 on the dice, not running. And now it gives a chance for Rudy Law. Wills looking on. Fletcher checking in there. And now the pitch. And that is a tough 50, and that will be a ground ball right back to Wills. Law's double play ratings is 6. So is Wills. That it's a 7 on the dice, and that is going to be the only play is going to be at first, as Scott Fletcher has a run rating of 8. That's high enough. That is a 7. He will beat that throw. He will beat it. It's too quick. The only throw will go to first and get Law out. Law has a run rating of 9, but because it's a ground out and now it has to occur, and I'm going to give the out to Law, and Fletcher moves over. My rule is on that, normally I would just be an automatic fielder's choice. My rule on is if the runner on first base ratings is at least an 8 and it's higher than the dice roll, he advances upon, including on 11 or 12. That allows a few more runners to get to second base. Here is Oscar Gamble. There is one out now. Wills will pitch. And that is a 7. That is a tough 55. What do we got here? That's going to be a fly ball to left. That'll be caught by Calderon. That's out number 2. 2 away, and now Harold Baines with a runner still at second base. Wills looking on, and the pitch to Baines. And it's a patient 15. It's a base, and it will be a base on balls. Baines travels to first, and now the tying run is on. That is the 4th walk issued by Wills. A chance now for Greg Walker. Walker is 0 for 2. Fans here at Comiskey would like to try to see if Walker can come through with a big hit. The Mariners are at 500. The White Sox are 3 games under, but very much in the hunt. Remember, top 3 teams in each division make the playoffs. Pitch from Wills. That's a patient 15. That will also be a walk. And now the bases are loaded. So Wills has reached his average, and the batter now is Carlton Fisk. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Fisk is the batter. And the Mariners are going to go to the bullpen early. They're going to take Wills out. And they're going to go to the pen to try to get Fisk out. And coming on to pitch will be Roy Thomas. 7-0, 3.36 ERA. He is a long reliever, so he can go innings 5, 6, and 7 if necessary. Roy Thomas will pitch to Carlton Fisk as the Mariners go to the pen early. Bases loaded. Pudge already has a home run in this game. Thomas looking on. Fans at Comiskey are cheering. Here comes the pitch from Thomas. That's a tough 0-1. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Thomas gets Fisk on a big strikeout, and the inning is over. The White Sox strand all 3 batters. 3 walks in the inning, not a single hit. I'm sorry, I should have had that at the top of the 6th, didn't I? We go to the bottom of the 6th inning, still 3-1 Mariners. Timeout for reset. Bottom of the sixth inning coming up. We're in the sixth, not the fifth. Or actually, we're in the fifth. Now we're in the top of the sixth. What am I talking about? We're in the top of the sixth now at the end of 5. Confusing. Need a pitcher for the White Sox. Al Cowens will lead it off. We got a couple of got 2 righties and a left. So let's see who the White Sox are going to go to the pen, and they're going to go with they'll go with Dan Spillner. 4-3, 3.44 ERA, adds 10 to the strikeout roll on a tough. Dan Spillner comes in. He'll go up against Al Cowens. 3-1 Mariners at the end of 5, now in the top of the 6th inning. I don't know what I was thinking. I just lost track of the innings. Not good when I do that. This is supposed to be a professional presentation, isn't it? Yeah. Spillner will pitch to Cowens. And that's a patient 41. That's a single for Cowens. He smacks that into left. Cowens will hold it first. Leadoff base runner on for the M's. The batter will be Davis. Davis is 1 for 2. Cowens not a threat to run. Here's the pitch from Spillner. And that is a patient 29. That's a walk. Spillner comes on, gives up a base hit, and then a walk. Mariners are in business. Here's Jim Presley. Presley walked in the 2nd inning. He is 0 for 1. They're going to go talk to Spillner for a moment. And bases at first and runners at 1st and 2nd. So a big chance for the Mariners to get some runs here. They only lead 3-1. Spillner with the pitch to Presley. And that's a tough 55 because of the extra 10. Tough 55, and that will be a ground ball to third. Presley's double play rating's a 9. Spillner's is a 7. That is an 8. That's going to be a fielder's choice. And Alvin Davis has a run rating of 4. He's going to get thrown out at second, and Presley will make first. There is one out, and Cowens does advance to third. Runners at the corners now for Bob Carney. White Sox going to call the infield in. They don't want any more runs to score for the Mariners, so infield in is called. Spillner looking in. Pitch on the way. That's a patient. We got a rare play. We got runners at 1st and 3rd, which means I am using the main book from this, from the book that I'm using from Clay Dreslock's Season Ticket Baseball. So let's see what we got. It is red, black, and white. 1, 3, 4. Let's see what we have. And it's going to be a hit by pitch. The batter is hit in the head by the pitch, but not injured. Home plate umpire warns both teams. For the remainder of the game, a hit by pitch by either team results in pitcher's ejection. Oh, okay. That's simple. So Carney gets hit in the head, but he's a baseball player. He'll be fine. He'll get back. He'll go to first. And once again, the bases are loaded, this time for Spike Owen. Still one out. White Sox are going to play this time they're going to play, let's see, double play rating 6, 7. They'll play the infield in. White Sox playing infield in, pitch from Spillner. And that is a tough 20. And it will be a base hit by Spike Owen. That is a single. It's a ball blooped into right field. Runner on first advances 1 base. Runner on second scores. So that means Cowens comes in to score. Presley comes in to score. Carney will hold at second. Owen on at first. It's 5-1 Mariners. RBI single by Owen. Big base hit by Owen. Still 1 out. And runners at first and second. That's the first run. That's the second run given up by 2 runs given up by Spillner. And the next batter for the White Sox is Jack Bricanti, and that's going to be all for Spillner as he's coming out. As he comes in, and he was pretty ineffective. One out. Let's see. White Sox are going to bring in Juan Agosto, the lefty, 4-3, 3.58 ERA. He'll come on and pitch to Jack Perconti. 5-1 Mariners. Runners at first and second. 1 out still. Juan Agosto will turn Perconti around. Here is the pitch. That's a tough 30, and it will be a pop out to second base. That's out number 2. Juan Agosto has no wild pitch rolls, and that's just a straight pop out, 2 down. Here's Phil Bradley. Agosto looking in, and now the pitch to Bradley. And that's a defense. 0-6. That's not going to be good. Error check to first base. The ball is hit to Walker. His error rating is a 4/1/37, but that 0-6 is definitely an error. Let's see what kind of error it is. It's a 1-base error. So the runners will only advance 1 base as nobody scores. That's an E3. And that is the second error on Walker and the second error on the White Sox. Greg Walker makes another error at first. Keeps the inning alive. Bases loaded for Ivan Calderon. Calderon is 0 for 2. Juan Agosto will pitch to Calderon. 2 outs. Here's the pitch. And that is a tough 51. And Calderon fights it off. That is a base hit for Calderon against the left-handed pitcher. Oh, boy. Sharp liner into center field. Runner on first advances 1 base. The runner on second scores. But Bradley has a run rating of 7, so he'll automatically make third. Carney and Owen come in. Bradley to third. Calderon to first. 7-1 Mariners. As it is not looking good right now for the White Sox. Four runs have come in this inning, and the Mariners lead 7-1. The batter is Gorman Thomas, and he is the 9th batter for the Mariners in this game. Still 2 outs. Those runs are charged. Those runs are charged to Spillner. So Agosto will pitch to Thomas. And that is a patient 59. And Thomas laces that one for a double. You gotta be kidding me. Bradley with a run rating of 7. He will come in to score. Calderon a run rating of 8. He will score all the way from first. Thomas goes to second on a double off Agosto. It is now 9-1 Mariners. And the White Sox are just getting shelled. The Mariners bat around. Here is Alvin Davis. That will be it for Agosto. As the White Sox have no answer right now for the Mariners hitting. They're going to go with Tim Lawler right now. 3-5, 4.66 ERA. Lawler can pitch innings 6, 7, and 8 if they can even get out of if these pitchers can even get out of the inning. 2 outs, Alvin Davis, 9-1 Mariners. Something tells me I may need my extra markers because we're already at 9 runs. 2 outs. Sorry, guys. I guess we have another blowout today. Lawler's pitch to Davis. And that is going to be a tough 61, and that will finally get out of the inning. That's a fly ball to left. And that ends the inning there. Wow. Let's see. We have 6 runs on 1, 2, 3, 4 hits, a hit batter, and an error, and a walk. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Mariners in total command, 9-1 on the White Sox. Bottom of the 6th inning. Roy Thomas will come out to pitch. He'll go up against Tom Paciorek. Flip the deck. Thomas will pitch to Paciorek. And that's a tough 28. And that's a swing, and a miss. Struck him out. Thomas picks up a strikeout, 1 down. Tim Hewlett will come up next. Hewlett is 0 for 2. Thomas with the pitch. Tough 54. It's a ground ball right back to Thomas. He's got it. Tosses it over to first for out number 2. Here's Ozzie Guillen. Thomas takes the pitch. And that is a tough as well. Tough 18. Guillen fights that one off. That's a base hit. He smacks that into right. Guillen gets his 2nd hit of the game. He will hold it first. Here comes Scott Fletcher. Looks like the Mariners are going to get back above 500 after this game. Pitch from Thomas. Tough 80. That will end the inning. It's a fly ball to center. And that is all the White Sox get. No runs and a hit. And at the end of 6, it is 9-1 in favor of the M's. I always hope every time I give you guys a good ball game, but lately we've been getting some blowouts. But that does happen many times in baseball. What we got? Top of the 7th inning. Al Cowens leads off for the M's. Tim Lawler will pitch. As right now with a 9-1 game, the White Sox will probably just burn pitchers. Pitch from Lawler. That's going to be a patient 08, and it will be a walk. Cowens will trot down to first. Next batter is Jim Presley. Presley scored twice, but he has been on base twice. He's 0 for 1, though. Lawler pitches to Presley. And that is a tough 13. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. 1 down there. The next batter will be Bob Carney. Lawler's pitch. That's a ballpark 28. That is wheelhouse for Carney. Wheelhouse 06. Oh, forget about it. Say goodnight. Say sayonara. Kaboom. That one isn't high. That one isn't deep. And that ball is at least about 15 rows back. It is gone. Bob Carney, 2-run jack off of Lawler. Oh, no doubt about that one. Carney goes ahead and sends that one at least 15 rows back at Comiskey Park. Of course, there's really not that many fans left with the score that it is. As the Mariners now lead 11-1. Next batter will be Spike Owen, as it looks like Seattle is enjoying this game against the White Sox. Still only one out here in the top of the seventh. Lawler will pitch. And that is a tough 86. It's a ground ball to short. The throw goes to first for out number 2. Lawler's not tired. He's a long reliever. He can give up 3 runs instead of 2. Here's Jack Bricanti. Lawler sets and deals. And we got a patient 79. It's a fly ball center field. That'll be taken care of by Law. Perconti is 0 for 5 in this game. But the side is retired. 2 runs on 1 hit. A 2-run jack by Bob Carney. We are at the 7th inning stretch. Mariners all over the White Sox, 11-1. Sing your Take Me Out to the Ball Game. I will be right back. Why is your brother is your brother a Mariners fan? He probably would be. Or does he just hate the White Sox? No, Mom. Yeah, I see Bears Den. Yeah, I see. Yeah. No, he hated the Sox. Yeah, I guess he hated the White Sox. I guess that's true. I guess that. We're in the bottom of the 7th inning. Mariners all over the White Sox, 11-1. Rudy Law will lead off. Roy Thomas will continue to stay out there. He's got a 10-run cushion. Pitch Thomas, and that's going to be a ballpark 58. Law's a lefty. He just makes the wheelhouse. But a wheelhouse 84 is a fly ball to center field. And that's the first out. Thomas pitched him a bit of a meatball, but he couldn't do much there with it. Here is Oscar Gamble. Thomas with the pitch. And that's a tough 91 fly ball to right field. That'll get taken care of by Cowens, out number 2. And now Harold Baines. Baines is 1 for 2, doubled and walked. Pitch from Thomas. That's a tough 35, and that will be a single. Thomas belts it into center. Baines belts it into center. He'll go to first. Second hit of the game for Baines. A chance now for Greg Walker, and he gets a few boos from the Comiskey crowd. Well, what's left of the Comiskey crowd, I should say. He's made 2 errors in this game. And usually doesn't make that many. His error rating is a 4. But the dice have been low on error checks for defense. Thomas will pitch. And that's a patient 57. And what we got? That's a grounder to third. Easily picked up there by Presley. And he will throw to first to get Walker. And the inning is over. One hit for the White Sox. That's all they get. At the end of 7, it's 11-1. On another blowout here on RJL 518 Network. We go to the top of the 8th inning. Phil Bradley leads off for the Mariners. Lawler's coming out. White Sox going to go to the pen. Probably bring in a right-hander. And they can afford, with a down 10 runs, they can afford to go to a pitcher that doesn't have much. And they're going to go with Bruce Tanner. 1-2, 5.33 ERA. Didn't get many looks, but since it's a 10-run inning, I'll give him a chance. Bruce Tanner will come on for the White Sox. He'll pitch against Phil Bradley, and they'll start the top of the 8th inning. Pitch from Tanner, and that is an in-play 41, and Bradley leads off with a hit. That's a base hit to left. Bradley goes to first. Next batter will be Ivan Calderon. Calderon is 1 for 3, singled and reached on an error. Bradley on it first. Here's the pitch from Tanner. And that's a patient 68. It's a ground ball to second base. Calderon's double play rating's a 9. Tanner is a 7. That is a 10. The throw goes to second to get Bradley. They will not get Calderon, and that will be a fielder's choice. 1 out. Here's Gorman Thomas. Thomas is 1 for 4. He doubled his last time up. Here's the pitch from Tanner. In play, 29. That's a base hit. It's a single for Thomas. Long single into the gap to center field. Calderon will hold at second. And Thomas at first. Here's Al Cowens. Cowens has scored 3 times in this game, but he's only 1 for 2. He's walked twice. 1 out, runners at first and second. 11-1 Mariners. A young Bruce Tanner's only 23 years old. Well, let's see what he can get if he can get out of this jam. Pitch from Tanner. That's an in-play 13. That's not going to do it. That's going to be a base hit for Cowens. That is a single. It's a grounder up the middle to center field. Calderon rounding third. He will score. Thomas will go to third base on the hit. Cowens on at first. It is 12-1 Mariners. Next batter is Alvin Davis with runners at the corners and 2 out and 1 out. And Tanner will pitch to him. But now a 12-1 Mariner lead and still 1 out. Infield is normal. White Sox is playing for 2. Pitch on the way. Patient 94. That's a fly ball to right field. And that's going to be caught by Baines. Now that's out number 2. Thomas has a run rating of 6. Baines has an arm rating of 6. Hold on a minute. Let me just get this in there and take this in. Has an arm rating of 6. So here comes Thomas to try to score on a sacrifice fly. 6 or lower, he is safe. 7 or higher, he is out. It's a 10. The throw comes to the plate, and Baines nails him. He nails Thomas at the plate. Wow. Baines gets him there. As Thomas tries to score on a sacrifice fly, and there is nothing doing there as Harold Baines throws him out. And he was out by a good 5 feet, and the inning is over. A little bit of a cheer from Comiskey Park, but not much, really. And that does end the inning. There's 1 run on 3 hits for the Mariners, and they now lead it 12-1 here after 8.5. 7.5, I should say. Bottom of the 8th inning, Roy Thomas is now fatigued. He will leave the game. Mariners might bring in somebody that doesn't get much play. Now let's see, you got an 11-run lead, so you wouldn't really go to your top bullpen players. You got 3 righties coming up. Coming on to pitch for the Mariners, I'll give him a chance, is Salom Barojas. 0-5, a 5.98 ERA. He's going to be a mop-up and see if he can get a mop-up finish done here. Salom Barojas against Carlton Fisk, bottom of the 8th, 12-1 Mariners. Let's see what he can do. And it starts off with a ballpark 12, and of course that's going to be a wheelhouse for Fisk. And Fisk, kablooey, and that one is hit high, that one is hit deep, and that one is out of here. That is a solo shot for Pudge, his 2nd home run of the game. First pitch, first batter that Barojas faces. He pitches Fisk a grapefruit. He turns it into fruit salad. It's 12-2 now. Here comes the big comeback. Tenacious Strat joins us here at Comiskey Park. Always an honor when he shows up. Give Earl some props. That channel is amazing. And yep, we came into a butt whooping. Here's Tom Pachorik. Barojas will continue to pitch. Might as well, even though we did give up the home run. Here's the pitch from Barojas. That's a patient 81. That's going to be a grounder to short. Owen will throw to first for out number 1. Next up is Hewlett. Hewlett's 0 for 3. Barojas checks and deals. And that's an in-play 20. That'll be a base hit for Hewlett. He smacks that one into right. Second hit given up by Barojas. Of course, you can see why his ERA is 5.98. But with a 10-run lead, give some of your later pitchers a chance to pitch. Here is Ozzie Guillen, still 1 out. Guillen is 2 for 3 today. 12-2 Mariners in a blowout. Pitch from Barojas. Wheelhouse 90, and that's going to be way too high. Ground ball to second base. Guillen's double play rating's a 6. Barojas is a 5, but that's a 2. Second base to shortstop. Back to first, double play, inning over. The twin killing. 1 run on 2 hits. A home run by Fisk. That was his 2nd home run of the game, but the Mariners still own the game 12-2. Top of the 9th inning. We'll see a new pitcher for the White Sox as well. And the Mariners have a couple of righties. There's Jim Presley. He'll lead off for Seattle. Let's see who the White Sox want to bring in. And they're going to bring in Mike Stanton, 32 years old. He was 0-1 with a 9.26 ERA. Mike Stanton will come in here to pitch with a down 10 runs, as the White Sox are pretty much just looking forward to tomorrow. Presley will bat against Stanton. Pitch from Stanton. That's a defense check, 80. That should be fine. Range check to short. The ball is at the Guillen. His range is a B. 1-30 is a hit, but that's an 80. Guillen's got it. Throws to first, out number 1. Next up is Bob Carney. Carney is 2 for 3 today, a single and a home run. He also got hit by a pitch. 1 out. Stanton will pitch. And that's a ballpark 07. Carney's in the wheelhouse again. And a wheelhouse 59 is a base hit. Carney will trot down to first on the single. That is Carney's 3rd hit of the game. Next batter is Spike Owen with 1 out. Stanton looking on. Here is the pitch. And that is another defense check, 51. Error check to second base. The ball is at the Fletcher. His error rating is a 5. 1-27 is an error. 51 there is not. It's going to be a ground ball fielder's choice, so the throw goes to short to get 1. They will not get Owen, and that's out number 2. Nice play by Fletcher. Here is Jack Bricanti. He is 0 for 5. He's the only one in the game that's not reached base. Not everyone has a hit. Presley has reached base twice, but not a hit. Perconti's the only one that's not gotten on base today. 2 outs. Stanton with the pitch. That's a patient 65, and it's a fly ball left field. That'll be caught by Pachorik, and the inning is over. Perconti goes 0 for 6. No runs and a hit. We go to the bottom of the 9th. 12-2 Mariners. Remember, I'd like to remind you, tomorrow on Inside Pitch, 1985, 1 and gone. We've got the Rangers taking on the Blue Jays. It'll be Bert Hooton for the Rangers and Jimmy Key for the Jays. Tomorrow night on Payoff Pitch, the Tigers will play the Orioles here on the board. Bottom of the 9th inning, we'll see Salome Barojas will pitch to Scott Fletcher, but then we'll probably see a new pitcher. 12-2. Fans here at Comiskey pretty much have left. Here's the pitch from Barojas. And that's a tough 09. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Actually, that's a called strike 3. My bad. Called strike 3. Fletcher will head back to the bench. The batter will be Rudy Law. And Barojas is coming out for the Mariners as he is done. Mariners are going to probably go to a lefty. And coming out will be little used Brian Snyder. 1-2, 6.37 ERA. 10-run lead. Use your least known pitchers. Brian Snyder against Rudy Law with 1 out in the bottom of the 9th. Don't forget, 10-minute ticker coming up after the game. Snyder's pitch. Patient 71. That's a ground ball to short. And that will be Owen throwing him out, 2 down. As the White Sox today have received a butt whooping. Last chance is Oscar Gamble with a 10-run lead. I'm not going to do any pinch hitting or anything like that. The White Sox have see the writing. Forget about the game and move on to tomorrow. Snyder will pitch to Gamble. Here it comes. That's an in-play 35, and it's a ground ball to first base. Up with it is Davis. He's got it. He will run to the bag, tag it. That's the game. Mariners blow out the White Sox 12-2. Final line score coming up. Steeler fan 1933 joins us here at Comiskey Park just in time for 10-minute ticker. For the Mariners, 12 runs on 12 hits, no errors. For the White Sox, 2 runs on 7 hits and 2 errors. Frank Wills gets the win. Bannister takes the loss, and there is no save or hold for that matter. Timeout as we get ready for 10-minute ticker. To see how the rest of the league does today. Yeah, Steeler fan made it for the ticker. Didn't care about the rest of the game. He only wants to see how his Astros do in the ticker. That's not true. Steeler fan is always good for a game, always here for the games. We already know that the Mariners blew out the White Sox 12-2 in this game. Let's see how the rest of baseball goes. First, July 1, Detroit against Baltimore. That's a 9. Orioles win that game 7-3, and we have that game tomorrow on Payoff Pitch. Oakland and Kansas City. That's a 4, a win for the A's, 8-5. Boston taking on Milwaukee. That's a 4, a win for the Red Sox, 7-6. Cleveland against Minnesota. That's a 5. The Indians take that win 4-3. Or I should say the Cleveland Baseball Club that will be formerly known as the Indians. California taking on Texas. That's a 9. That's a win for the Rangers, 8-0. New York Yankees at Toronto, a matchup of the top 2 in the American League East. That's a 5. The Yankees get the win, 6-4. Cincinnati at Los Angeles, a matchup of the top 2 teams in the National League West. That's a 6. It's a win for the Reds, 5-1. St. Louis taking on Montreal. That is a 10. That's a win for the Expos. The Expos are the best team in this league so far, and they win this game 4-1. Pittsburgh at the New York Mets, and as usual, my Mets can't beat the Pirates. They lose that game 3-0. As the Pirates got a 3. Chicago Cubs at Philadelphia. That's a 12. The Phillies get the win, 8-0. Houston at San Diego. That's a 5. The Astros win, 9-0. Atlanta going up against San Francisco, the 2 worst teams in baseball. That is a 9. The Giants win, 6-3. We now go to day 2, July 2nd. Detroit taking on Baltimore. That's a 5, a win for the Tigers, 5-4. Seattle playing the White Sox. That's an 8. White Sox win this one. They get revenge for today, 7-4. Oakland taking on Kansas City. That's a 9. Royals get that win 4-1. Kansas City doing its best to try to get back into this. The Royals may not even make the playoffs, and yes, we know they won the World Series in 85. Boston taking on Milwaukee, 7. The Brewers get that win 9-7. The Cleveland Baseball Club that will be formerly known as the Indians, that's a 6. They're taking on the Twins. Twins win it 7-4. California playing Texas, 7. Angels get the win 6-5. New York Yankees against Toronto. Yankees win again 2-1 as they stay very close with the Blue Jays in the American League East. Cincinnati and the Dodgers, 7 win for the Dodgers 6-0. St. Louis taking on Montreal. That's a 7. The Cardinals get that win 5-3. Pittsburgh taking on my Mets. And once again, my Mets can't beat the helpless Pirates. The Pirates need just a 2-5, and they're getting it. And they win that game 9-7. Chicago Cubs taking on Philadelphia. 6 a win for the Cubbies, 2-1. Houston and San Diego, that's an 8. Padres win that one 3-2. As a Steeler fan will say that's rigged. Atlanta, San Francisco, that's a 9. Giants win that one 8-2. And that will do it for today's 10-minute ticker. If your team won today, congratulations. If they didn't, there's always tomorrow. Steeler fan, Tenacious Strat, Bears Den, Michael Peterson, Tried fan, thank you all for joining me tonight here at Payoff Pitch. Join me again tomorrow. Remember, we've got Rangers and the Blue Jays and Tigers and the Orioles coming up tomorrow's action. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay smart, and stay strong. Be good to everyone out there. And be the best you can be. Thank you for joining me. Mariners annihilate the White Sox 12-2 tonight. See you guys tomorrow.